Hey guys, and welcome to the first episode of my Completionist series for Brightest Shores. This is a new game from the Gower brothers, who originally made the RuneScape game, and I've been just dabbling about in the game, trying a couple things and see what I like and what I can do. We're still fairly early beginnings, as you can see by our skills. We are 11 guard, 57 chef, 22 fishing, 12 forager, and 26 alchemist. We have not yet discovered any of the other episodes, but we will make sure work of that. Our first order of business is making a little bit of money. I haven't had a lot of time the past couple days to play, so what happened is I spent a lot of money investing into my AFK skills, because in this game you can do multiple skills where you can just buy resources if applicable, and then you can just AFK even though you're offline. And you'll get some XP, and in some situations you'll even make some money. And I did buy the resources for roughly 10 hours of AFK, but unfortunately I haven't unlocked it yet. So as we can see by our knowledge tab, we need to unlock this, and we are 87% off. So first order of business is we need to get some knowledge. Now we do have a little money, so I'm gonna take a look at the message board. Going to complete all of these for some nice XP and some coins in order to get us going. One thing that I tend to do when training skills is I drink an XP pot, which lasts for 2 minutes, just as I'm about to actually finish off my dish. In order to get more XP. It gives us 5% added to each dish, which is pretty nice. And if you do your entire inventory like this, you will be able to finish all 23 of them, get the maximum value out of the XP pot. Now the XP pots also apply when you're handing in dishes, so it's a very good idea to be potted up when you hand in bounties like this, as it will give you additional XP. And there we go. Is that a level? There we go. That is level 58 cooking, or chef. Not bad. White macabert on toast. That's actually pretty good. I think I have a couple supplies for that, but I'm not quite sure. I'd have to check. We bought everything we need. We have 4 silver left, so not that much, but it'll definitely set us up, be able to finish all the dishes. So let's get working. I usually tend to use the teleport spell a lot for my final delivery, as it'll ensure that quickly reset, get back to whatever I was doing beforehand. It's a very good strategy. It's free of charge. You can use it unlimited, so that's something that's very nice. In old school RuneScape, you have like a 30-minute cooldown for the home teleport, so not bad. We are just gonna cook some regular food that I have, which is the level 25 dish, appetizing vegetable stew, as that is the best way for us to go all the way until 63. Right, so let's see what the notice board, the bounty board, has to offer us. Fine bacon sandwich, fried rice, Jordelli's. That's actually a very simple order. We'll definitely work on that immediately. That's super simple. Right, all done once again, and I just checked out the locations, and they're actually really good. Rocky Road is by far the longest run out there, but it's usually well worth it, as I always take these as the last one. And there we go. That is very nice. That will put us very close to 59 chef, or cooking, whatever. So we made about 25 silver from that, and that took us a little over 9 minutes. So all in all, not that bad at all. Very close to the level, actually only 2k XP, so probably one more inventory of cooking, and then we'll get that level. We'll probably bash that out right now in order to just get it done, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do for my AFK, as it's slowly time for me to log off and get to bed. But tomorrow morning I will wake up very early, because I've got some plans that involve training our guard skill. I thought we had some macabert on toast for the level 58 cooking AFK, but unfortunately we don't. Only 0.26, and I think that's even for a low level, so it's probably the wrong tier anyways. So that's definitely not what we are going to do for our AFK. I've got a different idea, but what I would want to do is finish off this knowledge point and get the level as well. Probably they will go hand in hand. And there we go, level 59 chef, or cooking, whatever you want to call it. Very nice. Also at 88%, probably will end up at 90% knowledge, which is less than an inventory in order to finish that off, which is going to be very nice. But there's something I want to show you with these XP pots. As most of you know, you can craft them yourself already from a level 4, which obviously requires you to gather the materials. However, if you take a look at this and go to XP, The 5% pot costs only 1 silver and 850 copper. And per inventory of the level 25 dish, the appetizing vegetable stew, which you buy at the store here at Cavern Ingredients and then immediately transform it here, you make 7.8 silver. So if you deduct that, you're still making just under 6 silver, actually 5,993 copper, if you use an XP pot every inventory, which means that it is always worth it in order to do that. You could even go for the 6% XP pot if you really want to. Obviously that will cut into your profits substantially. However, you will get a percentage XP more. So it's technically more efficient to do that, as you'll probably get a lot of money from other skills. But I prefer to use the 5% right now, as I can save up for money a little bit and then just buy a buttload of these, as you would most likely would want to at some point just stack up like a full inventory of them, which is 999, which will set you back 1 gold, 848 silver or 1848 silver. So yeah, it's better in my opinion to save up a little bit. That single percent is just a huge price difference and probably just not worth it at all to use. But with that being said, let's finish off this final knowledge point. In order to not waste your knowledge, you should always keep an eye on when it's about to hit 100%, so you are sure to interrupt whatever you're doing in order to get the most out of it. And there we go, we are going to unlock this, which basically gives us the next AFK activity for cooking. Now that we have that unlocked, I think we have all of the AFK activities available to us at this moment unlocked. At some point, obviously, when you have every AFK thingy unlocked that you want, you could just dump the knowledge points either for cash, or what you could also do, and what I usually tend to do, is trade them in for XP, which gives you 25% of your level if you are below level 200. So after level 200, I think it changes to like 6.7%, which is just nothing. At that point, you would most likely want to rotate towards other skills that you still haven't done to level 200 yet at that point, in order to make the most use out of them. I really want to go for a 200 skill, but I'm not quite sure which one yet, as there are still several things that I need to do. And there we go, we are now brewing the 250% wealth potion. Now we haven't done that one yet, so we will get a small boost. It should really pot up, actually. Let me just do that one time in order to maximize the card XP. When creating something new or gathering something new, always make sure you pot it up to extract most of the XP from the initial gather or craft. For the AFK thing that we are currently doing, spent 5.6 silver when adding the primary and the secondary reagent. However, we can sell it for 5 silver and 800 copper, which means that we are profiting roughly per hour 200 copper. That's not a lot, but it is profit. And we can do this until level 32. You make about 1 pot per hour, and it's going to get us about 1800 XP per hour, which is not bad at all. I mean, a single hour will get us a level, so that's very nice. When I wake up, I will definitely be level 27, and that will set the basis for next steps. I will most likely hang on to these, since when we're going to do combats, we definitely want to have a couple of those 250% wealth pots. Pot lasts for a single hour, so that's definitely worth hanging on to. As the initial investment that I've made, I'm not going to feel that anymore, since I've already spent the money. Going to be about 11 hours of combat training. Very nice. Very, very nice. We'll definitely stack those up. Right, so 7 hours of AFK. Let's take a look. 11.5k XP, 27.5, not too bad at all. And what we'll do is we'll hang on to these resources and maybe buy a couple more before I have to go to work. At which point we can do that for the entire day. That will give us more XP, more health potions, which all in all is very great. What we're going to do is we're first going to clear the notice board. Pie, number 1, number 2, number 3. And the final one, and there's another knowledge point. We're gonna choose cooking. We are at a fairly big disadvantage for these cooking bounties, as we haven't fished any decent fish ourselves, which in essence means that it takes us longer to complete these, as we have to buy everything. So that's always why it takes a little bit longer. We will start fishing at some point, as I would like to have a lot more money so we can upgrade our tool. And there we go, that is level 60 already. Very, very nice. In an earlier clip I said that I wanted to work on the guard profession. The way we're going to do that is by questing a little bit. There's a different reason for that, but we'll get into that. First, we're gonna work on the obelisk. Hopefully this will push us close to level 15 guard, as that will also allow us to complete the main story. So let's take a look and see if we can actually do this. Now, some of you might wonder before we actually get into combat why I didn't buy a strength potion, but there's really no reason, as those are tied to the 3 classes that you can choose at some point, and since we haven't chosen any of them, I don't think it's really that useful. Now, for information, I am level 11 guard, so you should easily be able to do this. Granted, I do have a very entry-level epic sword. So the way this works is fairly simple. If you open up your tablet, you can see the north arrow pointing down. So make sure your compass is exactly the same. And then just match the 4 new tiles that you got on each of these pedestals in the correct order. So for me, the southeastern one is the electrical wire. So let's just choose that. The next one we need is the arrow, the Uno Pokemon, and finally the key. An actual Cryonite. Interesting. So I've been summoned somewhere. That normally doesn't happen. It must be a dire emergency for me to have been called forth thusly. Have you tried turning it off back in on and off back again? And there we go. That is the quest complete. Very nice. That will grant us a couple levels. There we go. That is very nice. Already level 15, which ties into the next quest. That also ties in with the fact that we now have level 15 guard. And since our total level is high enough, we are also able to finish up the main story quest. So let's dive into that immediately. When starting off the first quest, being level up, level 15, you can visit Robin in order to do your bow training. And now we can report to Corporal Binz once we have our total level of 60. And that completes our first quest, being the main story. That also gives us a lot of guard levels, which is very nice. We get 9 silver and 600 copper, so those couple XP pots, you've immediately made those back. And there we go, that is level 20 guard for us. For our second quest, Hide and Seek, you would want to come all the way east towards the north and south walls. Go through the gate, and you will find Corporal Binz. Let's talk to him. And here is Dryad Glade. After you've spoken with Dryad, attack the mutant stack. And there we go. That is now completed. And we've trained our scout a little bit. And this will tie into the Nullify the Corruption quest. So now that we've finished these 2 quests, what I want to do is I want to teleport back to Hopeport. And what we are going to do is we are going to start working on the woodcutter profession. I figured it would be a good idea to take a look at the message board first before we actually head over to Hope Forest. And we have a lot of the same dishes that we require to make. So we'll definitely start working on that first, tackle those quickly, and then we'll start on our woodcutter professor. Checked, and we most definitely have the XP pots available for the Hope Forest. Not a lot, but a couple. So 2 silver for a single XP pot, not bad. That will set us back 23 silver in order to buy 10, so I might buy like 20 or 30 of them just to get us going. And for our final delivery, we have to go to Captain De Green. And there we go. Now everything's in order. We can take out all the XP pots that we have for Hope Forest, which are only 12. Let's open up the store. Let's buy 10, 20, 30, 40... 50. That's more than enough. We need 79 silver in order to buy 2 woodcutter tools, being the handsaw at 36 silver and the hatchet at level 4 for 43 silver, 200 copper. So now that we have enough money left, easily afford that. So let's head over there, buy those things and start woodcutting. Right, so we've arrived at the Ivy Path, which is just a little bit south from the main path that you initially come from. If we head east here, we've now found the portal stone. By just clicking on it, you activate it, and that way, when we teleport, we can choose to go to Hope Forest Central, which will save us a lot of time when switching between the different regions. For example, if you want to do our cooking bounty board, we can easily go back to the start. And if we want to do woodcutting or any other profession in this area, we can just easily go here. I'm really starting to love this game. It's amazing. I'm really getting into it. Apparently the person that we needed to talk to is just in Timberwell Green, the main area. Let's trade him. And there we go, we get our first saw. Let's buy it. And now we can start woodcutting. Very nice. So in order to start chopping, we're just gonna head up north from Timberwell Green. And there are some ash trees here. Now the nice things about these very early level trees is that you don't even have to go to the next area. You can just stay here. There's enough trees here in order for you to just continuously chop and move around between them. And there we go, first inventory done. Nearly level 4, so not bad at all. Let's head south and start processing these for carpentry. Here we are. There is a lumber bank here, so let's just dump everything in. Probably gonna be in 12-12 action, judging by this. What I'm immediately noticing with this circular saw is that it is a relatively slow action, as in that once the circle of progress actually completes, you then have to push back the saw all the way back in order to put a new plank on it and then reset. This does means that the XP pot will not last for 2 inventories. It's kind of a shame, but it makes sense, otherwise the XP pot would be way more powerful than, for example, in the Hope Port area, the initial one, whereas you can also do basically a single inventory of 23 food, a single pot, and still have a little bit of the time left over. Right, so second inventory of the basic logs are done. We've gotten a knowledge point, which I missed, which isn't very smart, but there we go, 9.8k. Chef XP again. We're now level 5 carpenter, and can do is we can buy the hatchet actually, which is basically an upgrade, so we can chop other logs. Let's see your tools. There we go, the hatchet. And what we're gonna do, since it's 5 minutes past the hour, we're gonna go back to Hopeport, do a bit of cooking to get some more money, and I want to test out how fast it is to actually get back there. We are on point to start chopping different logs, for example pine trees and hickory trees, but they're kind of far away from a bank, so I'm not quite sure how I want to tackle that. The whole reason for starting woodcutting and stuff like that is simply because to unlock 32 carpentry, which allows you to do the Spider's Nest quest, and that will allow you to use all the stones placed around the map, which acts as a mobile deposit box. So yeah, let's finish off the notice board and then we'll get back into chopping. Just reached level 8 woodcutter, which is very nice because that's also the requirement for the Spider's Nest, nullify the corruption. I wish Spider's Nest. I definitely know that we are going to focus everything we can on completing Spider's Nest, as that will just be too powerful for anything in terms of skilling, gathering, you name it. So with that being said, I do hope that you enjoyed this first episode. If you did, then please hit the like button, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.